Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not about being lucky or born into the right family. It's about what you do every single day. The way you think, how you spend your time, and the habits you choose, these are what shape your future. The truth is, successful people aren't superhuman. They've just built a set of habits that push them forward, even on tough days. And the good news? You can do the exact same thing. Today, we're breaking down the 10 habits that nearly every successful person lives by. These are simple, powerful routines you can start using right now. No fancy tools, no complicated steps, just real actions that lead to real results. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you want more for your life, and you're willing to do the work, this is for you. If you're ready to build the habits that actually change your life, then let's dive in. Number 1.
Wake up early and plan your entire day. Most people wake up already behind, not because the world is unfair, but because they gave up their power before the day even started. They hit the snooze button 5 times. They scroll through their phone. They let the day hit them like a wave they're not ready for. And by the time they realize it, the morning's gone, their mind is cluttered, their energy is scattered, and they're reacting instead of leading. That's the harsh truth. And I don't say that to judge. I say it because I've been there. I know what it feels like to drag yourself out of bed without a plan, without purpose. And I also know what happens when you turn that around. Waking up early isn't just about the time on the clock. It's about reclaiming your authority over your life. It's about getting up before the world pulls you in 1,000 directions. It's about making a decision that today will not be wasted. Successful people don't leave their day to chance. They don't hand it over to luck or chaos. They wake up early because it gives them space to breathe, to think, to prepare. They don't roll out of bed hoping it'll be a good day. They wake up and decide it will be. You see, early morning has a special kind of silence. It's a time when the world hasn't started shouting yet. It's just you and your thoughts. It's a moment to connect with what matters. You don't need a miracle morning, you need a real one. Get up early and start taking responsibility for your life. Get honest about where your time is going. If you wake up at 6 instead of 8, that's 2 extra hours a day. That's 14 hours a week. That's nearly 60 extra hours a month. What could you build with that? How much further ahead would you be if you stopped wasting those hours? When you wake up early and start your day on purpose, you change the direction of your life. And it starts with one simple habit. Plan your entire day before it starts. Don't wait until the middle of the afternoon to figure out what matters. Don't let your emotions or your phone or someone else's problems tell you what to focus on. Sit down in the quiet and write out what needs to happen today. Not everything, just the few important things that move your life forward. You don't need a list of 50 items. You need 5 non-negotiables that align with your goals. If you don't plan your day, the day will plan itself, and it usually won't go in your favor. Distractions will win. Urgent things will take over. You'll end up exhausted, wondering where the time went and why you didn't get anything meaningful done. That's what happens when there's no plan. Planning isn't just an act of productivity. It's an act of leadership. You're taking charge of your direction. You're putting your focus where it belongs. And once you get that clarity in the morning, you don't waste energy making decisions all day long. You already know what needs to happen. But don't just write down your to-do list. Think about your energy. Think about your attitude. Think about how you want to show up. The most successful people in the world don't just plan what they do, they plan how they live. They schedule time to think, time to move, time to rest, time to work, time to be present. If you only plan tasks, you'll end up burnt out. But if you plan your life, you'll find balance. You'll find power. You'll start to build something real. There's something deeply powerful about being up while the world is still quiet. It gives you a sense of control. It builds confidence. And that confidence carries over into everything you do. You walk into your day knowing you're prepared. You don't flinch when problems show up. You don't feel lost, because you already decided what matters. That clarity gives you strength. That strength turns into momentum. And momentum is everything. Now, is it easy? No. especially not at the beginning. Your body will resist. Your old habits will fight back. You'll want to stay under the covers. You'll tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. But I'll tell you something, tomorrow is a liar. If you want to build the life you dream of, it doesn't start someday. It starts the moment you stop giving in to your excuses. It starts the moment you decide your life is worth getting up for. And this is where discipline shows up, not in loud moments, but quiet ones, when no one's watching, when it's still dark outside, when your bed feels more comfortable than your ambition. That's when the choice happens. And that's when successful people win. Not by doing extraordinary things, but by doing simple things consistently. They get up, they plan, they execute. Not perfectly, but consistently. And that's what separates them. You don't need to overhaul your whole life in one day. Just start by setting your alarm 30 minutes earlier. Use that time to sit down with a notebook and write out what your day will look like. Be intentional. Be honest. Where do you waste time? What distractions keep pulling you off track? What do you keep putting off? This kind of self-awareness changes everything. Because once you see it, you can change it. And don't just write it and walk away. Carry that plan with you. Look at it during the day. Hold yourself to it, not rigidly but with purpose. Things will come up. Life will surprise you. But if you have a foundation, you won't fall apart. You'll adapt with focus instead of reacting with panic. The truth is, every day you don't plan is a day you risk losing. And when you add up those lost days, they turn into lost years. That's the cost of drifting, of being casual with your mornings. The clock keeps ticking whether you're ready or not. And most people don't realize they've wasted decades until it's too late. Don't let that be your story. You have a choice. Every single morning is a new opportunity to lead your life, to stop drifting, to stop waiting, to take control. You don't need a genius brain or a big break. You need discipline in the small things. And the first small thing is simple. Wake up early and plan your day like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Number 2, set clear goals and track daily progress. Most people are busy but going nowhere. They wake up, rush through the day, handle dozens of tasks, answer messages, check notifications, and stay in motion. But when the day ends, they feel like nothing really moved forward. There's a reason for that. Action without direction is just movement. And movement without progress feels empty. This is the trap so many fall into. They confuse being active with being productive. But successful people don't just move. They move with aim. They move with purpose. They don't get through the day hoping they'll end up somewhere good. They decide where they're going, and they track whether they're getting there or not. Setting clear goals is not just about dreaming big or writing wishes in a journal. It's about being honest about what matters and deciding what you're committed to building. If you don't know exactly what you want, how can you expect to get it? If your goals aren't specific, how do you know you're making progress? Most people skip this step. They say things like they want to be successful, or they want to be healthier, or they want to make more money. But none of that means anything unless it's clear, measurable, and defined. A clear goal sounds like this. I want to increase my income by 25% in the next 6 months. I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months by exercising 4 times a week. I want to read 12 books this year to improve my mindset and discipline. That's how you turn a dream into a direction. That's how you give your mind something to focus on. The clearer the target, the sharper your actions will be. You stop wasting time on things that don't move the needle. You stop saying yes to everything. You start filtering your time through your goal. But the real magic doesn't happen just by setting the goal. It happens when you track your daily progress toward it. That's the piece most people ignore. They set goals in January and forget about them by February. Successful people build in a system to hold themselves accountable every single day. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. You need to know what you did today that moved you forward. Not in theory, in actual steps. What actions did you take that brought you one step closer? What results came from those actions? What needs to be adjusted? Tracking your daily progress keeps your mind sharp. It reminds you why you're working. It reveals patterns you might not notice otherwise. It shows you what's working and what's wasting your time. You stop living in hope and start living in clarity. You look at the day not as something to survive, but as something to shape. One of the strongest disciplines you can build is ending each day by asking, what did I do today that mattered? What did I avoid that I need to face? Where did I show up strong? Where did I fall short? These aren't harsh questions. They're empowering. They help you course correct before it's too late. They keep you grounded in reality. If your goal is to grow, you must measure growth. If your goal is to improve, you must measure improvement. Even small wins count. Even one good decision a day moves the needle. Progress doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be consistent. Success doesn't come from setting a goal once. It comes from showing up for that goal every day. It comes from writing it down every morning and checking in every night. It comes from building systems that track your behavior, your outcomes, and your mindset. This is how you take control of your time. This is how you avoid drifting. You're not just working hard. You're working smart. You're connecting your effort to a real outcome. People get discouraged because they don't see results fast enough. But often the results are there, they're just not being tracked. If you save $1 a day, you won't feel rich. But over time, you build wealth. If you walk 1 mile a day, you won't feel fit overnight. But you're creating momentum. That's what tracking does. It shows you that you are moving forward even when it feels slow. That belief is what keeps you going when it gets tough. If you've ever felt stuck, lost, or unsure, ask yourself, what am I working toward? Not vaguely, but specifically, what exactly am I trying to achieve? And how am I tracking that every day? Without that, you're living reactively. With it, you're leading your life. Don't wait for motivation to show up. Build a system that keeps you on track even when you don't feel like it. Some days you'll be fired up. Other days you'll feel off. The system doesn't care. The habit will carry you through. Start with one area of your life. Set one clear goal. Write it down. Make it measurable. Set a time frame. And every day, track your actions related to that goal. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. You don't need 10 goals. You need one goal that matters and the commitment to pursue it with focus. Every time you take action, mark it. Every time you slip, learn from it. Don't judge yourself. Just adjust. Get better every day. That's the habit. Don't confuse busy with progress. You can be running fast and going in circles, or you can be moving slow and heading in the right direction. The difference is the goal and the tracking, knowing where you're going and whether you're actually getting there. That's the foundation of progress. That's the way you create real results. The most successful people in the world didn't get lucky. They didn't stumble into their success. They worked with direction. They set goals that were personal, meaningful, and challenging. They kept those goals in front of them every single day. They tracked their actions. They measured their results. They didn't guess. They knew. They reviewed. They adjusted. They stayed sharp. That's the difference between average and extraordinary. Your life will change the moment you get serious about your direction. Not just what you want, but how you'll get there. Not just hoping it happens, but measuring whether it is happening. That's the power of clarity. That's the strength of commitment. And that's the difference between wishing for a better life and building one. Number 3, read and learn something new every day. There is a deep frustration that many people carry, but rarely admit. They feel stuck. They feel like their minds are cluttered with noise but empty of real knowledge. They want to grow, to improve, to become better, but they don't know where to start. They scroll through social media, watch random videos, or listen to meaningless chatter, hoping something will stick. But it never does. That feeling of being behind is not because they lack talent or opportunity. It is because they fail to feed their minds daily. Successful people never allow their minds to starve. They understand that every day without learning is a day wasted. The habit of reading and learning something new each day is the fuel that drives progress. It is not about becoming a scholar or a genius overnight. It is about showing up with curiosity and hunger. It is about creating a habit where your mind is intentionally fed fresh ideas, new skills, and better perspectives. The world changes fast. If you do not grow, you fall behind. That is the reality. You cannot afford to live in old knowledge, old ways of thinking, and expect new results. Many people underestimate how powerful learning something small every day can be. It might be reading a few pages of a book. It could be watching a short educational video. It could be listening to a podcast or having a conversation with someone smarter than you in a certain area. It does not matter how small the dose is. What matters is the consistency. Over weeks and months, those small pieces stack up. They build layers of understanding that open doors. They sharpen your judgment. They grow your confidence. They make you someone who is ready for opportunity when it comes. Learning every day also strengthens your ability to think clearly. When your mind is engaged with new information, you start to connect dots you never saw before. Your decisions become smarter. Your ideas become more original. You stop relying on guesswork and start relying on insight. That is what makes successful people different. They are not just working hard, they are working smart. And working smart begins with learning. This daily learning habit is not just for your career or business. It is for your entire life. You become better equipped to handle challenges. You become more interesting to others. You develop confidence because you know you are growing. This growth creates a sense of purpose and motivation that pushes you through tough times. Without learning, life becomes dull and progress slows down. You begin to accept limitations instead of breaking them. People often say they don't have time to learn. But the truth is they do not make time. Everyone has the same 24 hours. The difference is how they spend them. Even just 15 minutes a day can make a massive difference. Instead of wasting that time on distractions, use it to read a page, listen to a lesson, or write down something new you discovered. Over time, these minutes add up to knowledge that can transform your future. The question is not if you have time. The question is whether you want to grow enough to prioritize learning. Another thing to remember is that learning is not a one-way street. It is an active process. Simply reading words or watching videos is not enough. You need to reflect on what you learn. Ask yourself how it applies to your life. How can you use this knowledge right now? How does it change the way you think or act? That reflection turns knowledge into wisdom. It makes learning practical and useful. Without it, learning becomes just noise. Successful people are not smarter than others. They are learners. They are those who never stopped feeding their minds. Even when they reached a high level of success, they kept learning. They read books, they sought mentors, they explored new ideas. They understood that stagnation is the enemy of progress. They built learning into their daily routine because they knew it was the only way to stay ahead. If you want to join the ranks of those who succeed, start by choosing to learn something new today. Find a book that challenges your thinking. Subscribe to a podcast that teaches skills you want to develop. Follow blogs or channels that inspire growth. Do not settle for what you already know. Push yourself to explore beyond your comfort zone. That is how you expand your capacity. That is how you open doors to new possibilities. Learning also makes you resilient. When life knocks you down, knowledge gives you tools to get back up. It helps you see problems as opportunities. It trains you to adapt instead of giving up. This mindset is what separates people who fail from those who keep going. If your mind is constantly growing, you become harder to break. You develop confidence to face uncertainty and change. Some people think they have to wait until they are experts before they start learning seriously. That is backwards. The most successful people learned as they went. They started small. They made mistakes. They kept improving. They never let lack of knowledge stop them from moving forward. Instead, they saw learning as part of the journey. They understood that every step taught them something valuable. Creating this habit also requires discipline. There will be days when you feel tired or distracted, when the temptation to scroll or binge-watch is strong. But the difference between those who grow and those who don't is doing it anyway. Showing up for yourself even when you don't feel like it. Making learning a non-negotiable part of your day. This commitment builds momentum that makes the habit easier over time. You will notice a change when you start this habit. Your conversations will deepen, your confidence will increase, your ideas will become sharper, opportunities will come because people see you as someone who grows and adds value. This is not a theory, this is a fact. Your mind is your most valuable asset. Feed it well. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the amount of knowledge out there, but you don't need to learn everything. Focus on what aligns with your goals and values. Quality matters more than quantity. Choose learning that challenges you but is also applicable. Make it practical. Make it consistent. Ultimately, this habit shapes not just what you know, but who you become. Learning every day creates a mindset of growth. It makes you someone who welcomes change instead of fearing it. It empowers you to create your own future instead of waiting for it. This is the path of the successful. This is the way forward. Every day you decide what you allow into your mind. Make it count. Make it valuable. Make it something that moves you closer to the life you want. When you do that, you build unstoppable momentum that carries you through every challenge. You become a person who is always ready for what's next, because you never stop growing. Number 4, exercise regularly to boost energy and focus. Most people feel tired before they even start the day. They drag themselves out of bed, reach for coffee, and wonder how they will survive the hours ahead. This exhaustion isn't always because of how much they do. It is often because their body is neglected. The energy we have isn't unlimited. It depends on how well we take care of ourselves. Successful people have learned a hard truth. Without physical energy, your mind cannot perform at its best. You cannot expect to think clearly, make good decisions, or stay focused if your body is worn out. Exercise is not just about looking good or losing weight. It is about fueling your entire system. When you move your body regularly, your blood flows better. Your brain gets more oxygen. Your mood lifts. Your stress levels drop. You become sharper and more alert. This is the foundation of productivity. Without it, even the best plans and the strongest goals fall flat. The fatigue steals your motivation. The lack of focus steals your results. This is why exercise is a non-negotiable habit among successful people. There is no need to spend hours in a gym or train like an athlete. It can be as simple as walking, stretching, or doing a few push-ups. What matters is consistency, doing something every day that gets your body moving and your heart rate up. That movement activates energy systems inside you that sit dormant otherwise. It changes how you feel physically and mentally. Imagine facing your day feeling alert and strong instead of sluggish and weak. That feeling alone can change how much you accomplish. Exercise also builds resilience. When you push your body even a little, you teach yourself how to handle discomfort. Life will throw challenges that are physical, mental, and emotional. If your body is strong, you handle those better. You become tougher, more persistent. This strength spills over into every part of your life. It trains your mind to keep going even when it gets hard. Beyond energy and resilience, exercise improves your focus. When you work out, your brain releases chemicals that sharpen your attention and improve memory. This means you can concentrate on important tasks longer and think more clearly. This advantage is huge in a world full of distractions. If your mind wanders or you lose steam halfway through the day, it could be because your body is not getting the fuel it needs through movement. Many people put exercise at the bottom of their priority list because they think it takes too much time or effort. They tell themselves they will start next week or next month. This delay becomes a trap. Every day without movement is another day your energy drains. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. The longer you stay inactive, the less motivated you feel. Successful people don't wait. They make movement part of their daily routine. They know that investing time in their body pays off in every other area. This habit also teaches discipline. When you commit to exercise regularly, you practice self-control. You learn how to overcome excuses. You show yourself that you can stick to a plan even when you don't feel like it. That mindset is powerful because life will constantly test your discipline. Whether it is through distractions, setbacks, or fatigue, the ability to stay consistent makes all the difference. Exercise releases tension. After sitting for hours or dealing with stress, your body holds on to tightness and discomfort. Movement helps release that. When your body feels lighter and freer, your mind follows. You become more relaxed and less overwhelmed. This calm state allows you to approach problems with clarity and patience. You might think that exercise is only for younger people or those in good shape. That is a misconception. Anyone can start where they are. Even small steps count. Sitting less, standing more, taking short walks during breaks, or doing light stretching. These actions send signals to your body that you are choosing health. Over time, these signals build momentum. Your endurance grows, your energy rises, your focus sharpens. The body and mind are connected. Neglecting one affects the other. The best thinkers, leaders, and creators understand this. They use exercise as a tool to boost their overall performance. They do not separate physical health from mental success. They see them as one system that needs constant care. The impact of regular exercise is not just immediate. It accumulates over time. You will notice your energy stays more consistent throughout the day. Your sleep improves. You wake up feeling refreshed instead of exhausted. Your mood stabilizes. These changes make it easier to face challenges and pursue goals without burning out. Exercise also improves confidence. When you feel strong physically, it shows in your posture, your voice, your presence. This confidence influences how others see you and how you see yourself. It creates a cycle where feeling good leads to doing good. You take better care of yourself mentally and emotionally because you respect your body. Start small and build gradually. You don't have to run 5 miles or lift heavy weights to experience benefits. Even 10 minutes of movement daily is a start. Find something you enjoy so it doesn't feel like a chore. It could be dancing, swimming, cycling, or simple stretches. The key is to be consistent. Build it into your schedule, like a meeting or an appointment you cannot miss. There will be days when you feel tired or uninspired. That is normal. The difference is whether you push through or give up. Successful people do the work regardless of mood because they know that results come from persistence, not just motivation. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create their own momentum by taking action. If energy and focus are missing in your life, examine your habits around movement. Are you giving your body enough attention? Are you treating it like a tool or like a machine that needs care? The answer will show in how much you accomplish and how you feel each day. Exercise is a simple, proven way to boost both physical and mental strength. This habit, once established, becomes a foundation for all other success habits. It enhances your ability to wake up early, plan your day, focus on tasks, and push through obstacles. It is not a luxury or something you do only when you have time. It is a necessity. Your body is your engine. Treat it well, and it will power everything you want to build. People who ignore this eventually pay the price. They run out of steam. They lose clarity. They struggle to maintain momentum. That does not have to be you. Make the decision today to move more. Make it part of your routine. Watch how your energy rises, your mind sharpens, and your focus deepens. This is how success becomes sustainable. This is how you take control of your life, not just for a moment, but for the long run. Number 5, practice gratitude and maintain a positive mindset. Most people wake up thinking about what they don't have or what went wrong yesterday. They carry a heavy weight of complaints and worries that drain their spirit before they even start their day. That constant focus on what is lacking or negative becomes a habit, a default way of thinking that traps them in frustration and discouragement. It blinds them to the opportunities and blessings that already exist in their lives. This mental pattern is a silent enemy that holds back progress and steals happiness. The truth is, successful people understand something very simple but incredibly powerful. They practice gratitude every day and maintain a positive mindset no matter what comes their way. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It is a conscious decision to notice and appreciate the good around you. It shifts your attention from scarcity to abundance. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your brain begins to see the world differently. This shift rewires your thinking. Instead of feeling stuck or overwhelmed, you start to feel capable and hopeful. Gratitude opens your eyes to possibilities instead of problems. It fuels motivation rather than despair. This is why the habit of practicing gratitude is common among successful people. Many think that positivity means ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. That is not true. Maintaining a positive mindset does not mean avoiding challenges or denying difficulties. It means facing problems with a belief that solutions exist. It means choosing to focus on what you can control rather than what you cannot. It means seeing setbacks as lessons instead of failures. This mindset is a choice. It is a skill that can be developed through practice and awareness. When you start your day with gratitude, it changes how you experience everything. Simple things like a warm cup of coffee, a roof over your head, or the people who support you become sources of strength. This appreciation creates a foundation of emotional stability. It calms your mind and prepares you to handle stress more effectively. It prevents you from getting overwhelmed by difficulties because you have a steady base of positive emotions to rely on. Maintaining a positive mindset also influences your behavior. When you believe good things can happen, you act differently. You take more initiative. You take more risks. You push through challenges instead of giving up. This behavior creates a cycle of success. Positive thinking does not guarantee success, but it makes you more likely to achieve it because it changes how you respond to life. This habit of gratitude and positivity is not always easy to develop. Life can be hard. Setbacks happen. People disappoint you. Plans fall apart. But the people who succeed are those who refuse to let negative circumstances define their mindset. They find something to be grateful for, even if it is just the chance to try again. They look for the silver lining and focus on what they can build rather than what they have lost. This resilience is what separates winners from the rest. Many people wait for success to feel grateful. They think that once they have achieved a goal or gotten what they want, then they will appreciate life more. That is backwards. The truth is, gratitude fuels success. It prepares your mind to attract and create more good things. When you practice gratitude daily, you invite positivity into your life. This positivity acts like a magnet that draws opportunities, connections, and good fortune. You can start by taking a moment every morning to list things you are thankful for. It can be as simple as your health, the air you breathe, or the fact that you woke up another day. Write it down or say it out loud. This simple act sets the tone for your day. It reminds you that despite challenges, life still offers much to be grateful for. Throughout the day, pay attention to moments that bring you joy or comfort. It might be a kind word from a stranger, a moment of peace, or a task completed well. Recognizing these moments keeps your mind anchored in positivity. It helps you avoid falling into the trap of focusing on problems or complaints. When negative thoughts arise, do not ignore them. Instead, acknowledge them and then consciously shift your focus to something positive. This practice strengthens your mental muscles. Over time, it becomes easier to maintain a positive outlook even in difficult situations. Gratitude also improves your relationships. When you appreciate others and express it, you build stronger connections. People respond to kindness and recognition. These healthy relationships provide support, encouragement, and new opportunities. They create an environment where you can thrive. A positive mindset also protects your health. Research shows that people who maintain optimism tend to have lower stress levels, better immune function, and greater overall well-being. When your mind is at ease, your body functions better. This is another reason why successful people prioritize positivity. The world is full of distractions and negative influences that can drag your mindset down. News, social media, and conversations often highlight problems and failures. If you do not guard your mind, you can easily be swept into a cycle of negativity. Successful people are selective about what they consume mentally. They choose to fill their minds with encouraging stories, uplifting messages, and constructive ideas. This choice shapes their emotional climate. Practicing gratitude and positivity also requires patience. It is not a quick fix, but a lifelong habit. Some days will be harder than others. There will be times when you feel discouraged or frustrated. The key is to keep returning to the practice. The more you do it, the stronger and more natural it becomes. In moments of doubt or difficulty, remind yourself of what you have already overcome. Reflect on past successes and lessons learned. This reflection reinforces your confidence and faith in your ability to keep moving forward. Gratitude and a positive mindset do not mean ignoring reality. They mean choosing a perspective that empowers rather than limits you. This perspective opens doors to creativity, solutions, and growth. It helps you see challenges as temporary and manageable instead of permanent obstacles. By cultivating this habit, you create an internal environment where success can grow. You build mental resilience that carries you through setbacks. You develop emotional strength that keeps you motivated. You form relationships that support your journey. This habit is one of the most powerful tools available to anyone who wants to live a fulfilling and successful life. Each day is a new opportunity to practice gratitude and reinforce positivity. These choices shape your mindset, influence your actions, and ultimately determine your results. When you make this habit part of your daily life, you become unstoppable in your pursuit of success. Number 6. Surround yourself with ambitious, successful people. It is common for people to underestimate the power of the company they keep. Many believe success depends solely on their own efforts and talents. But the reality is far different. The people around you have a profound influence on your mindset, habits, and ultimately your results. It is a harsh truth that if you surround yourself with negative, complacent, or unmotivated people, your own drive will fade. Your dreams will feel distant. Your energy will drain. This happens because human nature is social. We absorb attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors from those we spend the most time with. Successful people understand this deeply. They do not leave their social circle to chance. They intentionally choose to surround themselves with ambitious, driven, and successful individuals who push them to grow and achieve more. Being around successful people changes how you think about what is possible. Their stories, actions, and mindset serve as constant reminders that goals can be reached and challenges overcome. When you witness someone else's dedication and progress firsthand, it rewires your brain to expect success. This exposure to ambition creates motivation and raises your standards. You begin to believe you deserve more and can accomplish more than you previously thought. Ambitious people bring energy into your life that fuels your own. Their passion and focus are contagious. When you spend time with those who are committed to growth and improvement, you are less likely to settle for mediocrity. Their presence encourages you to push harder and stay consistent. Success does not come from luck or chance, but from relentless effort and determination. Being around like-minded people reminds you of this truth every day. Successful individuals also provide valuable perspectives and advice. They have faced obstacles and made decisions that you may not have encountered yet. Their experiences become a resource you can tap into. This guidance helps you avoid common mistakes and accelerates your learning curve. It is like having a personal roadmap that shows the way forward instead of wandering aimlessly. When your circle consists of people who dream big and take action, it creates a culture of accountability. They expect you to follow through on your commitments because they hold themselves to high standards as well. This mutual accountability is crucial. It prevents excuses and laziness from taking root. You begin to respect your own goals more because others do too. On the other hand, if you isolate yourself or spend time with those who lack ambition, it becomes harder to maintain momentum. Negative attitudes and limiting beliefs can slip in unnoticed. Doubts creep into your mind. You start questioning your abilities and choices. This environment slowly erodes your confidence and determination. Successful people also inspire creativity and innovation. Their problem-solving mindset and willingness to take risks encourage you to think differently. They challenge your assumptions and push you to explore new possibilities. This stimulation is vital for growth because it breaks the routine of comfort and complacency. The right social environment provides emotional support during difficult times. Success is rarely a smooth path. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of discouragement. Having ambitious, successful people around means you have a network that understands your struggles. They offer encouragement, perspective, and practical help. This support system keeps you from giving up when things get tough. Choosing your circle is not always easy. It may require distancing yourself from old friends or family members who do not share your vision. This can feel uncomfortable or even lonely at first, but growth demands difficult choices. The temporary discomfort of changing your social circle is nothing compared to the long-term benefits of being around people who inspire and challenge you. Building a new circle means seeking out environments where ambitious people gather. This could be professional groups, clubs, seminars, or online communities. It requires effort and courage to reach out and connect with new people, but the investment pays off in ways that are impossible to measure. Successful people are generous with their time and knowledge when they see genuine interest and effort. They welcome others who are committed to improvement. By surrounding yourself with these individuals, you also raise your own level of contribution. You begin to give back, share ideas, and support others. This cycle of mutual growth enriches your life and theirs. In addition to seeking out ambitious people, it is important to be mindful of your own attitude and actions. You become part of someone else's circle, just as they become part of yours. Maintaining a positive, proactive, and growth-focused mindset makes you a valuable friend and colleague. This creates a powerful network where everyone benefits. Success is not a solo journey. It is a shared path walked with others who understand the demands and rewards of chasing big goals. Your environment shapes your beliefs, your habits, and your destiny more than any book or seminar ever can. If you want to change your life and reach new heights, start by changing the people you spend the most time with. Surrounding yourself with ambitious, successful people is not about competition or comparison. It is about inspiration, learning, and encouragement. It is about lifting each other up and pushing each other forward. This habit transforms your daily experience. It injects your life with purpose and possibility. It creates a momentum that carries you through challenges and propels you toward your dreams. Each day offers a chance to evaluate your social circle. Ask yourself if the people around you inspire you to be better or hold you back. This honest assessment is the first step to taking control of your environment. Choose wisely. Your future depends on it. Number 7. Stick to a consistent morning routine, always. The morning sets the tone for the entire day. It is where the foundation of success is built or shattered. Most people experience mornings filled with chaos, rushing through tasks, and feeling overwhelmed before the day even properly begins. This pattern creates a sense of losing control and fuels stress. The truth is that successful people do not leave their mornings to chance. They develop a routine that becomes a reliable anchor every single day. This habit provides structure, focus, and calm before the storm of daily demands takes over. A consistent morning routine is not about perfection. It is about discipline and intentionality. It is the simple practice of showing up for yourself with purpose and care. When your morning is predictable and well-planned, it reduces the mental clutter that drains energy. Without a clear routine, the mind wastes time deciding what to do first, often leading to distractions and procrastination. The brain craves order, especially at the start of the day. A routine trains your mind to expect certain actions, creating a flow that feels natural and energizing. This flow increases productivity and sharpens focus because you are not constantly making decisions about trivial things. This is why successful individuals guard their mornings fiercely. A consistent routine also builds confidence. When you accomplish small tasks early, it sends a powerful message to your subconscious. You are capable of taking control and following through. This momentum carries you forward into larger challenges. It becomes a proof point that you can rely on yourself. Over time, this daily reinforcement strengthens your belief in your ability to handle anything the day throws at you. Most mornings for average people start with grabbing the phone, checking emails, or jumping into social media. These habits set a reactive tone. You become a slave to external demands and distractions. In contrast, a well-crafted morning routine prioritizes actions that fuel your mind and body first. It might include a moment of quiet reflection, reading, light exercise, or planning your day. These activities prepare you mentally and physically for success. They are investments in yourself that pay huge dividends throughout the day. Consistency is key because a routine does not yield instant results. The benefits accumulate with repetition. Day after day, as the routine becomes habit, it rewires your brain and body. You develop resilience and a stronger connection to your goals. This process requires patience and commitment. It is common to face resistance, especially on days when motivation is low. However, successful people push through this resistance knowing that discipline outperforms fleeting feelings. The best routines are simple and adaptable. They do not rely on complex schedules that create stress if missed. Instead, they include core practices that are non-negotiable but flexible enough to fit into different circumstances. For example, waking up at the same time daily is crucial, but the exact order of activities can vary. The goal is to create consistency without rigidity. This balance makes it easier to maintain the routine even on busy or challenging days. The morning routine also impacts your emotional state. Starting the day with purpose and calm reduces anxiety and fear. It builds a positive mindset that helps you navigate stress with greater ease. When you begin with control, your emotions remain steadier throughout the day. This stability allows clearer thinking and better decision-making. A morning routine is a form of self-respect. It is saying to yourself that your time and well-being matter. This respect influences how you carry yourself throughout the day. When you treat yourself with care, others notice and respond accordingly. It improves relationships, work performance, and overall satisfaction. Creating a morning routine requires honest self-assessment. It is essential to understand what activities genuinely improve your mood and productivity. Not every popular habit works for everyone. Some may find meditation helpful, while others prefer journaling or physical movement. The key is to experiment and find what resonates. Once established, commit to the routine with consistency. Successful people also use their morning routine to align with their long-term goals. They review their vision, affirm their values, and remind themselves of their purpose. This daily connection to the bigger picture motivates action and reduces distractions. It acts as a compass that guides priorities and energy. Ignoring the importance of a morning routine leads to a life of reaction rather than creation. Without a steady start, distractions dominate and important tasks fall through the cracks. Opportunities are missed because the mind is scattered. This scattered energy becomes the enemy of progress. A consistent morning routine transforms your life because it empowers you to be the author of your day. It gives you the chance to start strong, make deliberate choices, and build momentum. This momentum compounds, pushing you closer to success with every passing day. In the end, the routine is a daily commitment to yourself. It is a promise that you will show up and give your best, no matter the circumstances. This simple habit separates those who dream about success from those who achieve it. It is the silent force behind every great accomplishment and the steady hand that steers through challenges. Your mornings are the gateway to everything you want. Guard them with discipline, structure, and intention. Stick to your routine with unwavering dedication. Over time, you will watch your life change in ways that feel natural and powerful. This is the habit that builds success one day at a time. Number 8. Focus deeply on one task at a time. The biggest challenge most people face is how their attention is scattered all over the place. There is a constant battle between trying to do many things at once and feeling overwhelmed because nothing gets the attention it truly deserves. This fragmented focus wastes energy, increases mistakes, and steals the momentum needed to achieve meaningful results. The reality is that true success demands the ability to concentrate deeply on one task at a time. This ability is not just a nice skill to have. It is the foundation for producing work that matters and moving steadily toward your goals. It requires training your mind to resist distractions and fully commit to what you are doing in the moment. In daily life, multitasking might feel like a necessary skill. Many believe it is a sign of productivity to juggle phone calls, emails, and projects simultaneously. Yet science and experience tell a different story. The human brain is not wired to do multiple complex tasks simultaneously. When attention shifts rapidly, it takes time to refocus and reorient. This constant switching drains mental energy and reduces the quality of output. Success comes from focused effort, not scattered attempts. Deep focus means giving your full attention to one task without interruptions. This practice allows your brain to enter a state where ideas flow naturally and problems solve themselves more easily. It is like turning a small flame into a roaring fire. The clarity and power that come from this state multiply the effectiveness of your efforts. Successful people understand this and protect their focus fiercely. They create environments that minimize distractions and schedule time blocks dedicated to their most important work. Building the habit of deep focus starts with recognizing what distracts you most. For some, it is the constant ping of notifications from their phone or computer. For others, it is the temptation to check social media or respond to every message immediately. The first step is to control these external interruptions by turning off notifications, setting boundaries, or creating quiet spaces. This external control is essential because it shapes the environment for internal control. Internal distractions are just as powerful. Wandering thoughts, worries, and impatience pull attention away from the task at hand. Overcoming these requires practice in mindfulness and patience. The mind naturally wants instant gratification and novelty. It takes effort to gently bring it back when it drifts. Successful people use techniques like timed focus sessions where they commit to working with full attention for a set period, gradually increasing the time as their mental muscle strengthens. The benefits of deep focus go beyond just finishing tasks faster. It leads to higher quality work and more creativity. When fully engaged, you notice details others miss and find innovative solutions that come from sustained thinking. This depth of engagement produces results that stand out and create opportunities for advancement. It also builds pride in your work, which fuels motivation and satisfaction. One of the biggest mistakes is underestimating how long deep focus can last. Many try to force hours of continuous work without breaks and end up frustrated or exhausted. The brain is like a muscle that tires after intense effort. The key is to balance focused work with short breaks that refresh the mind. Techniques like the Pomodoro method use intervals of focused work, followed by brief rests, to maintain energy and clarity. This balance keeps productivity sustainable over long periods. Another critical part of focusing deeply is prioritizing tasks. Not all work has the same impact. Successful people identify the few tasks that truly move the needle toward their goals and give those tasks the bulk of their focused time. This focus on what matters most prevents wasted energy on low-value activities and ensures steady progress. It requires discipline to say no to distractions and less important demands. The environment you create also supports focus. A cluttered, noisy, or chaotic workspace invites interruptions and mental clutter. Simplifying your space and organizing tools and materials before starting work sets the stage for concentration. This preparation reduces the friction between thought and action, making it easier to dive deeply into the task. Emotional control plays a role as well. Anxiety, stress, and negative self-talk create noise in the mind that pulls attention away. Successful individuals manage their emotional state through habits like deep breathing, positive affirmations, or brief moments of reflection before starting work. These practices calm the mind and allow sharper focus. Sticking to one task requires resisting the urge to check emails or messages constantly. This habit takes time to break because it feels urgent and rewarding to respond immediately. Yet the cost is high in lost focus and fragmented thinking. Scheduling specific times for communication and using tools to block distractions during focus periods helps maintain discipline. The power of focused work multiplies when combined with regular review. Reflecting on what was accomplished during focused sessions and adjusting the next steps keeps progress aligned with goals. This cycle of focused effort followed by review builds momentum and prevents drifting into busy work without results. Successful people understand that deep focus is a skill, not an innate talent. It is built through intentional practice, environment management, and emotional regulation. Developing this skill takes patience and persistence, but unlocks the ability to do meaningful work with excellence. Focusing deeply on one task changes how you experience work. Instead of feeling rushed or scattered, you enter a flow where time seems to slow down and effort feels effortless. This experience increases satisfaction and fuels motivation to continue. It turns work from a chore into a source of pride and accomplishment. Ultimately, mastering focus on a single task transforms your life. It cuts through the noise of distractions and puts you in control of your time and energy. It is one of the most powerful habits that successful people cultivate because it creates the conditions for consistent achievement. This habit shapes your results and defines your path forward. The ability to concentrate fully is not reserved for the lucky few. It is a practice open to anyone willing to commit to discipline and patience. By dedicating yourself to one task at a time, you build strength and resilience that ripple through every area of life. The quality of your work improves, your goals become clearer, and your confidence grows. This habit of deep focus is a daily choice. Each moment you decide to give your full attention to what matters, you are investing in your success. It is the difference between a life of scattered efforts and one of meaningful accomplishment. Number 9. Reflect daily to improve your performance. It is easy to get caught up in the endless rush of daily tasks and lose sight of whether the effort we put in is actually moving us forward. Many people spend their days busy but achieve little because they never pause to think about what is working and what is not. The habit of daily reflection separates those who grow consistently from those who remain stuck. It is not enough to just keep going. Progress demands looking back carefully, understanding mistakes, and making adjustments to improve. This habit is uncomfortable at times because it forces honesty and accountability, but it is essential for success. Reflection means setting aside time each day to review your actions, decisions, and results. It is a moment to step away from the noise and look at your work and behavior objectively. What did you do well today? What slowed you down? What unexpected challenges appeared? What could you have handled differently? Asking these questions regularly builds self-awareness, which is the foundation of improvement. Without it, growth becomes random and slow. One of the biggest struggles is the tendency to avoid reflection because it can reveal shortcomings or failures. It feels easier to keep pushing forward blindly than to face uncomfortable truths. However, successful people understand that discomfort is a sign of growth. They do not avoid the hard questions. They lean into them, knowing that identifying weaknesses gives them the power to fix them. Reflection is not about self-criticism. It is about honest assessment that leads to action. Making reflection a daily habit means committing to a few minutes at the end of each day to review and plan. This can be done through journaling, talking through your day with a trusted friend or mentor, or simply sitting quietly to think. Writing down insights helps to clarify thoughts and makes patterns easier to spot over time. It transforms vague feelings into concrete learning. Daily reflection allows you to track progress more clearly. Success is not a sudden event, but a series of small improvements. Without reflection, it is difficult to see these small wins or understand the slow build-up of effort. This clarity is motivating because it reminds you that growth is happening, even if the results seem distant. Another important aspect is learning from mistakes. Everyone makes errors, but the difference lies in what you do afterward. Reflection forces you to take responsibility and identify lessons. It shifts your mindset from blaming outside circumstances to taking control of your response. This shift empowers you to change outcomes rather than feeling like a victim of situations. Reflection also sharpens decision-making. When you review what worked and what did not, you build better judgment for future choices. You become more strategic, knowing which actions align with your goals and which waste time. This leads to smarter use of resources and energy. Many people underestimate how much their emotions impact their performance. Reflection helps uncover emotional patterns that affect behavior. For example, stress may cause you to rush or avoid important tasks. Anger or frustration might lead to poor interactions with others. By identifying these influences, you can develop techniques to manage emotions better, which improves overall effectiveness. A practical approach to daily reflection is to focus on 3 key questions. What did I do well? What challenges did I face? What will I do differently tomorrow? Answering these keeps the process simple and actionable. It prevents overwhelm and makes the habit sustainable. Successful people often combine reflection with goal setting. Reviewing daily progress alongside goals helps maintain focus and motivation. It keeps the bigger picture in mind and connects daily actions to long-term vision. This connection is powerful because it reminds you why the effort matters and fuels persistence. Reflection is not just about work. It includes personal life, relationships, and health. Balance in all areas contributes to sustainable success. Reflecting on how you spend your time outside work, how you nurture relationships, and how you take care of your body ensures you do not neglect these crucial areas. Consistency is key in reflection. Skipping days or doing it half-heartedly reduces its power. Making it a non-negotiable part of your routine creates momentum. The habit grows stronger with time and yields deeper insights. The benefits compound as you develop greater self-mastery. Reflection also creates space for gratitude. When you pause to look back, you see not only challenges but also achievements and support received. This awareness fosters a positive mindset and resilience. Gratitude balances the critical eye of reflection with appreciation, which sustains motivation. It is normal for reflection to feel difficult at first. It requires discipline to slow down and face reality. However, with practice, it becomes natural and even enjoyable. The clarity it brings lightens the mental load and builds confidence. The process of daily reflection turns experience into wisdom. Without reflection, experiences are just moments that pass. With it, every day becomes a lesson that shapes better choices tomorrow. This transformation is the cornerstone of all meaningful growth. In the fast pace of modern life, reflection might seem like a luxury. The demands and distractions push for constant action. Yet success comes from working smarter, not just harder. Reflection is the tool that makes work smarter by guiding it with insight and intention. Mastering daily reflection is a commitment to yourself. It is a promise to learn from every moment and continuously improve. This habit builds resilience by preparing you to adapt to change and overcome setbacks. It fosters a growth mindset that sees challenges as opportunities. Ultimately, the habit of reflecting daily builds a foundation of self-trust and clarity. You stop guessing and start knowing what works. This knowledge creates confidence that fuels bold action and steady progress. It is the secret weapon of those who achieve lasting success because it keeps them aligned with their true purpose. Reflection is not a one-time activity, but a lifelong practice. Each day offers new lessons and chances to get better. By embracing reflection as a daily habit, you empower yourself to move forward with greater awareness and power. Number 10. Invest time in building strong, healthy habits. Many people believe that success depends on sudden bursts of effort or lucky breaks. The truth is far different. The foundation of achievement is built quietly and steadily through habits developed over time. Building strong, healthy habits is not glamorous, but it is powerful. The people who reach their goals do not rely on motivation alone because motivation fades. Instead, they create routines and behaviors that support their growth every single day without fail. Developing good habits requires deliberate investment of time and attention. It is a process that begins with small decisions repeated consistently. These decisions shape your actions until they become automatic. When your habits are strong and healthy, they carry you through challenges, fatigue, and uncertainty. They free your mind to focus on bigger problems because the basics are handled without effort. Most people struggle to build habits because they expect immediate results or try to change too much at once. This often leads to frustration and giving up. The reality is that habits form slowly through patience and persistence. Each day you stick to a positive behavior, you strengthen it. Over weeks and months, these habits become a natural part of who you are. The key is to commit to the process, no matter how small the progress seems. Healthy habits extend beyond just physical health. They include mental habits, emotional habits, and even habits related to how you spend your time. For example, habits of focused attention, regular rest, thoughtful reflection, and respectful communication all contribute to success. The more you invest in building these habits, the more resilient and effective you become. One powerful aspect of strong habits is that they protect against decision fatigue. Every day, you make countless choices. When you rely on willpower alone, your energy diminishes quickly. Habits take the burden off your brain by making important actions automatic. This means you spend less energy deciding what to do and more energy doing what matters. Building strong habits often starts with understanding your goals clearly. Once you know what you want, you can identify which habits will support those goals. For example, if your goal is to improve health, a habit might be drinking water first thing in the morning or walking daily. If your goal is to grow professionally, reading regularly or practicing a skill daily becomes a habit to develop. This clarity helps focus your time investment on what truly counts. It is common to underestimate how much time it takes to build a habit. Research suggests that forming a new habit can take anywhere from 2 weeks to over 2 months, depending on the complexity. This means that patience is essential. You must be willing to stick with a habit even when it feels like progress is slow or invisible. Consistency beats intensity. Tracking your habits is a useful tool for building them. When you mark each day you complete a habit, it creates a visual reminder of your progress. This encourages you to keep going and builds momentum. It also reveals patterns when you miss days, helping you identify obstacles to address. Tracking turns vague intentions into clear commitments. Another important factor is designing your environment to support habits. Small changes in your surroundings can make a big difference. For example, placing a book on your pillow reminds you to read at night. Preparing workout clothes in advance reduces excuses for skipping exercise. When your environment aligns with your habits, it removes friction and makes success easier. Accountability also plays a role in habit formation. Sharing your goals and progress with someone you trust increases your commitment. Knowing that someone else is watching or cheering you on creates external motivation to follow through. Group habits or challenges with friends can make building habits more enjoyable and effective. Strong, healthy habits build confidence over time. Each completed habit is a small victory that proves to yourself you can follow through. This feeling of reliability is empowering because it builds trust in your ability to change and grow. Confidence gained through habits spills over into other areas of life, creating a positive cycle. It is normal to experience setbacks when building habits. Life will interrupt routines with unexpected events, stress, or fatigue. Successful people expect this and plan for it. They do not see setbacks as failure, but as part of the journey. What matters is getting back on track quickly without harsh judgment or giving up. One of the greatest benefits of strong habits is how they improve your energy and focus. When healthy habits are in place, your body and mind function better. You sleep well, eat well, move regularly, and manage stress effectively. This physical and mental strength allows you to tackle tasks with clarity and stamina. Building strong habits also shapes your identity. Instead of thinking of yourself as someone who struggles or lacks discipline, you start to see yourself as a person who is committed and capable. This shift in self-image motivates further positive actions and helps you overcome challenges with greater ease. The process of investing time in habits is a daily practice of self-care and self-respect. It is a way of saying that you matter enough to create conditions for your success. This mindset change transforms habits from chores into expressions of your value and potential. Strong habits influence not only your life, but also the people around you. Your consistent behaviors inspire others and create a positive atmosphere. Success becomes contagious when you live it through your habits every day. Ultimately, the habit of investing time in building strong, healthy habits is about creating a foundation that supports every goal and dream. It is the quiet work behind the scenes that produces extraordinary results. The effort may seem small each day, but it compounds into unstoppable momentum. Remember that success is not about perfection, but progress. Every moment spent nurturing good habits is a step toward the life you desire. The investment you make today in your habits pays off in the strength, clarity, and confidence you carry into tomorrow.